right. Good afternoon, everybody. It is great to be back in Letcher County as we celebrate what will be 115 new homes on this ground we're standing on. On this land, 115 families who have been through the worst, who likely lost everything they had save the clothes on their back during the worst flooding of our lifetime, will have a new start and a home they know that flooding will never occur, where they can make memories with their kids and they can truly provide more opportunity to that next generation, something that every parent wants to do for their children. The site we're standing on is the size of almost 70 football fields. That means in addition to these new homes, that extra land will be available for future developments, a playground, park space, and walking trails that could eventually even connect the neighborhood to downtown Jenkins, meaning you could get there just by walking, and that everybody who lives up here be in really great shape. It is incredible. After these families have been through so much, they're going to have a place to call home that they know is safe. This project is supported by the Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund in partnership with two nonprofit builders, Fahy Housing and Homes, Inc. They're both here. Let's give them a big round of applause. And I want to thank two brothers for making this happen. Gregory and George Johnson have made this generous donation. They've named this community, yes.
Garney Johnson.
And Garney, okay, I'm sorry. I want to thank Greg, George, and Garney Johnson for making this donation happen. And these three brothers, and by the way, that's great. I have a tough enough time getting along with one brother. These three brothers have even named what this community will be called, and it's Grand View. How about this Grand View? It is the perfect name because it's such a great place to call home and to raise your kids. This community is special. That's why I visited Letcher County 4 times just in 2023. I was thinking back to each trip this morning. I was here in February to break ground on new homes for flood survivors. It was such a special celebration, just like today. I was back in March, judged to present $1.8 million in local awards. They supported tourism, cleaner water, and nonprofits. During that visit, we also signed 2 pieces of legislation right here that means so much to the families that have been impacted. The first establishes a statewide search and rescue program to help save lives if we face another flood or another natural disaster. And we also provided critical funding for flood and tornado survivors. And I was back again in June to announce the first high ground neighborhood in this county, the cottages at Thompson Branch. And I'm proud to report electric wires and poles are going up right now. The very first home on a new high ground community will be right here in Letcher County at those cottages at Thompson Branch. We've been able to make these announcements here because the folks in Letcher County get things done. You have come together in times of difficulty to make sure that we push aside any differences and that we are there for our people. No matter who said whether it was possible or impossible, y'all found a way. That shows the strength and the resiliency of this community and of all of Eastern Kentucky. It shows the values we share across this Commonwealth. And brings us to great days like today. We're making sure that all kids across Eastern Kentucky will have a safe place to make new memories, put down roots, and chase their dreams. That's why we've now announced 6 sites for housing on higher ground in Eastern Kentucky, and after this one, we're going to go announce a 7th. In addition to the 2 communities here in Letcher County, we're also building Skyview in Perry County, Chestnut Ridge in Knott County, Olive Branch in Knott County, New Hope in Floyd County. And later today, we'll announce another community on higher ground in Floyd County, bringing the total to 7. And that's not all. Working together Over the past year and a half, we pushed FEMA to provide $109 million for individual and household assistance. Through a nonpartisan special session, $212.7 million provided in the Eastern Kentucky Safe Fund. To date, we've raised over $13.2 million to the Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund. And last Christmas, the First Lady hosted a toy drive for Eastern Kentucky flood survivors, and we got to deliver thousands of toys to those kids to make sure they didn't miss one single thing on Christmas. Through it all, local leaders, housing partners, that's our judge, our mayors, you all have really led the way. I've been proud to come to invest and to celebrate in special moments, but you all have been here every day. So let's give a big round of applause to all our local leaders, nonprofit, government, and all the rest. So I'd like to ask a couple of them to come say a couple words. First, Judge Adams, if you'd like to join us. Thank you for all your work.
Well, it's hard for me to follow the governor in speaking. I do want to say that we are forever grateful for the wisdom and the leadership of our governor in doing these projects that helps our people that have been fighting with the flood relief for over a year now. And we couldn't do it without the support of our governor and staff, all the folks working behind the scenes to make this happen. I appreciate it. And I want to say special thanks to Mayor DePriest. He's been instrumental in this project, and we appreciate that, Mayor. The Johnson family, people in Letcher County and Eastern Kentucky will be forever grateful for you guys. This is going to change the landscape in Letcher County. Economic development through the infrastructure and stuff to be on this site, and to give those 115 families a place to live on higher ground that they won't be flooded out the next time we have a disaster. And I appreciate everybody that's had a part of this, and Governor, we appreciate you for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. You know, as the judge was speaking, I was thinking about what the Johnsons have done. And I thought about it as a donation, and I thought about it as a gift, but I think what you're really doing here is a legacy to this county and to Eastern Kentucky, and truly special. Next, we want to have Mayor Todd DePriest up here. He did work really hard on making this high ground community possible. Mayor?
Well, first off, I do want to thank the Johnsons, Greg, and George, Garney, and all those folks for making it possible. But let me tell you a little story about how we got here. Soon after the flood, I got an email and a call, said, can you come to Frankfort? And I said, look, I'm busy. There's stuff going on. And Director Schlenker said, if you can, I think it'd be beneficial. So I loaded up, went to Frankfort, and went in the Army down there, and I was getting my name tag on, set in the back like I usually do. Director Schlenker said, come down here, we need you to sit down here. And the governor and his cabinet was there, the federal partners were there. He had everybody in one building that we'd ever going to need to get to where we're at today. And one of the judges talked, and then they asked me what I thought. And all I asked then was for them to help me paint a picture, the folks that's been flooded, that it's going to be all right. And that's what's happened. That's how we got to where we're at. Secretary Perry from Public Protection, Rebecca Goodman from Energy Cabinet, and I'll miss a bunch of them, but DJ and all the staff of folks. His cabinet folks, I've got their cell phone number. I've got Rocky's cell phone number, and if we need them, we call them. This has never happened before. Only other governor we had close to that was in a snowstorm and an ice storm. Yeah. And I went to McRoberts, and your dad was there. Yeah. And it wasn't over with yet. But we do appreciate everything, the governor, the Commonwealth, the cabinets, federal partners, state partners, all the housing folks, homes. I'm really looking forward to where this goes from here, and we appreciate where you're at. And again, I want to thank the Johnsons for making this possible to go along with it. Thank y'all.
Yeah. That was great recognition of a lot of cabinets. The one I'd add is transportation. That's also there every single day, making sure we're going to be able to get up here, helping us plan each of these communities. Next, I'd like to introduce Jim King, the CEO of Fahy Housing. They have partnered with us not just on this project, but on so much across the Commonwealth and getting people back in homes. They're truly doing amazing work. Jim.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Don't panic over the notes. They're big letters, so I know better than to carry on too long. A year ago, it would have been hard to think about progress to rebuild where there'd been all the flood devastation. Something that definitely nobody could do by themselves. And instead, I saw Eastern Kentucky, and I was glad to participate in our part. People to pull together as one community to do something that we had to do together. Last fall, Fahy and our members like Homes Incorporated, Seth Long, I think Partnership Housing is here today, and several others came together and we created something called Housing Can't Wait. And we just wanted to start to build what we knew how to build and get people in homes before any of the federal money could flow, because we know that takes time. And to date, we've done 150 new homes for flood survivors. Yeah, it's just, thank you.
Yeah.
And 325 fully rehabbed homes so that people are back safe under roof and feeling good about life again. But I think we're just getting started. And when I look ahead, just the addition of this one site alone should make us all really proud, as well as really hopeful about what's to come. Added to that, I think the announcement of the Rural Housing Trust Fund dollars to $9 million to Eastern Kentucky nonprofits, big things are happening, and I think we're just getting started. We're really proud to be part of it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I'd also like to recognize other local and state leaders who have helped get us here today. Certainly Senator Johnny Ray Turner, Representative Jacob Justice, the entire General Assembly that came together providing lots of funding, necessary funding when it was needed. And I want to thank the Kentucky River Area Development District Executive Director Michelle Allen and her team, including Regional Disaster Coordinator Jessica Epperson, who are all with us here today. So that leads us to some additional investment, because we know that these nonprofit partners need and deserve some extra help in the work that they do. So today we are celebrating the Rural Housing Trust Fund and its launch, and we have $3.5 million to present to certain partners right here, right now. This is going to help us rebuild in both Eastern and Western Kentucky, and I believe some of those dollars will be used right here on this site. There are 9 awards in total in the first round of grants, and I'm proud we can present 2 here today. First, we have $2.5 million for Homes, Inc. They will build 22 new homes and repair 9 homes in Floyd, Knott, Letcher, and Pike counties. So please welcome Executive Director Seth Long to accept the check. Hey, Seth. Here's $2.5 million.
Thank you.
That'll distract people from what fell down. Why don't you talk about some of your great work? You all are doing a fantastic job.
Thank you, Governor. It's a pleasure and a humbling thing to be able to be here to serve our community. We've been working in this community many years, and in some ways we are at the right place at the right time, so to speak. The flood was an event that was tragic. It was overwhelming. It was catastrophic. Being on the front lines, it's unbelievable. Even today, to go places and see where the water got to. 80% of our homes flooded were not in the floodplain. It was an incredible event. I'm proud that part of our mission is to help not only get people into homes, but also to help mitigate future flood risk so that people don't get flooded again.
Yeah.
We can't count on there not being another storm like that again. We have to plan better for the future. This around us is a good plan to move forward. This helps
us to move forward in a large way, we'll be able to build and help a lot of people with these dollars. The Affordable Rural Housing Trust Fund are some of the most flexible dollars that we've ever had to use to do this type of hard work. And we're excited about the possibilities that come out of a tragic event. So we really appreciate all the partnerships that are represented, that were mentioned today. The governor, our legislature, our local leaders, nonprofits. It means so much for us. My friend who spoke just a bit ago, Jim King, often says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with your friends. This represents a lot of friendships, a lot of partnership, and a lot of work to do moving forward. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can I keep this?
Yes. I know we also have our mayor of Whitesburg here today. Thank you for all of your service, and thank you for telling the story of Eastern Kentucky, especially in those first few days to the world. I don't think it would have responded the same way without you. So next, we have more than $1 million for the partnership housing, which also comes from the fund. They'll construct 8 new homes in Owsley County. Please welcome Flood Disaster Coordinator Beverly Wistman and his team to accept the check. Do we have them? Nope. Oh, there you are. And her team. Yeah, that's what I thought. Sorry. Here's $1 million. You want to talk about the fund? What it's going to help you do?
Hello. He talked about partnership and making these things possible for our area. And that's the idea where partnership housing came into place many years ago. It was the idea that people could come together from different organizations and help people who didn't know where to go. So partnership housing was born, and it is the source of great joy for me. I'm very new to housing, we all are, but we're happy to be here today to say that this money is, there really are no words to how it's going to help the people in our area. It's rural, we're a poor county, but through partnership housing we've been able to rehab 30 flood homes and completely house build 5 new construction homes for people with no charge to them. So they get a house to live in, and sometimes maybe their old house wasn't even adequate. So we want to say thank you for making this possible and allowing us to continue this work and to help these people build their own legacy with their own new home in our area. Thank you.
Right. Thank you. Yeah, nice to see you, Jackie. Thank you all. Thank you to Jackie and everybody with the group. So congratulations. Today's announcement gets us closer to recovery. Now, I remember being here in Letcher County the first day we could get in because of the waters, and making the same promise that the mayors, the judge, and I think everybody here made, is that we were going to repair every life and every structure. And yes, this is probably the toughest rebuild the United States has ever seen, but it happened to the toughest of people. Watching you rally to each other, watching this state wrap its arms around this region has been something truly special. And I know, no matter how many days, no matter how many weeks, and no matter how many years it takes, we will all still be here, making sure that we are building that next home, helping that next family, until every single Eastern Kentucky family has the true opportunity that the citizens of this region deserve. You know, this country would not be where it is without Eastern Kentucky. Whether that's the Industrial Revolution, creating the greatest middle class this world has ever seen, powering us through 2 world wars. The fact is, Eastern Kentucky has been there for the United States of America at the most critical of times. It's time the United States of America return that favor. You're going to see me as governor each and every day, showing up, making sure we get this job done. And to everybody who's here today, who believes and who is pushing, fighting for the inches to become the yards, to become the feet, to become the miles of progress. Now, this is how we get things done. So enjoy today. Enjoy this great view, and know that this prosperity we're seeing coming to Kentucky, with the best years for economic development we've ever seen, is coming to Eastern Kentucky too. The way we rebuild is going to unlock more possibilities, reduce some of the challenges we face. I mean, every day we get more calls from CEOs all across the world, and they're looking at all parts of Kentucky. We have 5 to 7 different possibilities right now just looking in Eastern Kentucky. So this housing is a critical component, very important for the flooding survivors. But no, we are working for prosperity in this region that goes from housing to clean drinking water to high-speed internet to every home and every business, and a good job for every single Kentuckian. That's got to be our ultimate goal, and that will be the collective legacy we can all leave, of more opportunity for our kids and grandkids than we ever thought was possible. Once again, thank you to these 3 brothers. Thank you to the Johnsons. Thank you to everybody who did the hard work. Welcome to our newest high ground site. 115 families are going to call this home. Thank you all very much. All right.